Good morning, everyone. Today is January 28th, and I probably should have, we're getting towards the end, and I probably should have put titles on all of these, but I did today. So I'm just going to read out of the book, 365 Days to Embracing Forbidden Emotions, a daily guide to peace and fulfillment. So here's today, January 28th. The goal isn't to get rid of all your negative thoughts and feelings. That's impossible. The goal is to change your response to them. Mark and Angel Hack Life. That's where I got the quote. So the goal isn't to get rid of all of your negative thoughts and feelings. That's impossible. The goal is to change your response to them. So let's see what I wrote. Word up. Yes, yes, and yes. What a relief to know that it's actually impossible to get rid of all of my negative thoughts and feelings. It's so true. When I get this, I can stop trying to think positive. Like, stick a fork in me. I'm so done trying to do that. To stop trying to be positive. To stop trying to just think happy thoughts so everything will be okay. I will say this again. What a freaking relief. I need not stop my thoughts. I can't, but with tapping, I can interrupt them. This is doable. I can interrupt thoughts that don't serve me before they have me circling the drain down into a black hole of negativity. The key is when I notice my thoughts are negative, I can interrupt them with tapping. The beauty is I will not notice them all the time, but even a little is enough to affect change. Noticing and interrupting them is like putting a scratch on an old vinyl record. The song will never sound the same with the scratch in it. Thus, my thoughts change the more I interrupt my negative thoughts. They lose their momentum, and over time, I find that my thoughts naturally become more positive because my authentic self has the space to be heard. Over time, I will notice that my resting thought rate is infinitely more positive. This is evidence that I'm actually changing my physiology by changing the neurochemicals that flood my cells. Thought for the day. I can't stop my thoughts, but I can interrupt them when I catch them. And that term popped into my head a while ago. It's like a resting thought rate. And it certainly occurred to me when I started really paying attention to my thoughts. And when I really woke up to that, I was like, that is a cesspool of negative thinking that's going on up here. And it was astonishing to me just how it's amazing that I would say, do whatever I did in my life with that kind of thinking going on incessantly in my mind chatter. Honestly, it's amazing I've done anything. So to me, too, when you notice that, it really helps. And again, as I've said this many times, any genuinely good meditation practice is not trying to get you to get rid of your thoughts. If they are, I would tell you to run as fast as you can in the opposite direction, because that will be a setup for failure and a setup for just feeling bad about yourself. But most really good meditation, mindfulness meditation, which is something that I love because you can do it throughout the day, it's easy, is basically interrupting the thoughts, catching it, using mental noting, which I've talked about before. I even talk about it in this book where you just say a word. I think I've told that story before. One day I was hiking and I was really paying it. All of a sudden I was really tuning into my thoughts and I'm like, oh my God. Like, they're awful. And I remember I got to this plateau, like top of a mesa, and I went, abusing. And I just said that word and I actually burst out laughing because that's how it felt. I was like, that's why I call it the bully. I was like, these thoughts are abusing me. And when I said that, it instantaneously stopped in that moment. That doesn't mean that happens for me all the time. But it's like, I just used a word, abusing. That's the idea behind mental noting. You just go hurting, feeling, sadness, numbness. You just name a word that goes with what you're feeling. And much like tapping, it's actually interrupting thought patterns. that have a lot of momentum. And over time, you will start to see the evidence that you're changing your physiology because you're literally changing your cellular biology. So, Michelle, great to see you. Haiti and Diane, great to see you ladies here. Glad you were with me here, even if forever brief. And then I'll see you back here tomorrow for January 29th. All right, take good care. Bye for now.